Hello, everybody. Oh, excuse me. I should have taken a drink before I started, but let me get a drink real quick right now. All right. So here's what I want to do. I don't recall doing a video doing this. But I want to do like a resist coloring and try some different techniques that maybe are out there just to see, they talk about it all the time and I watch the videos all the time, but honestly couldn't tell you how it works, if it's a good, whatever. So I thought for this video I would try it. I got glue on my glass mat and it's kind of driving me nuts. I gotta get it off. All right. So I have my stamping platform. I have one sheet of watercolor paper that I just cut into 4 pieces, even pieces. I have 3 water reactive ink pads, the Lagoon, the Damson Wine, and the Bordeaux. And that Bordeaux is pretty dark, but I wanted, colors that were water reactive, like for watercolor. I have my watermark, the translucent clear. I have clear embossing powder. And I have this Diamond Press ink. It was brand new. I just opened it. This brush, which I let get messed up. And it's pretty orange. I thought it was going to be kind of pink. Okay, so I don't really see. There's a little bit of orange in it. But it should be all right. So the first thing I want to try is just inking the paper a little bit. I don't want too much. I just want to do uh-oh. That's why you should always tap it off, see? You just should always tap it off. I want this color underneath the clear. Now we could use a colored embossing powder or whatever. I just wanted a faint bit of this color underneath and maybe coming around the image, and this is the stamp I chose to use, so it looks like I need to get it. I move this aside here a little bit. I just maybe need to get this a little bit bigger. Kind of in a little bit of an oval. This morning I was watching the LDRS preview, and you mentioned Dieta was watching, so Dieta, I heard your name. It's kind of cool to hear them say somebody's name that you're familiar with. It's cool. It's I don't know, more fun than hearing them say your own name, I guess. That's how I felt anyways. It was like, oh, Dieta's was watching, of course, I was watching a because I was watching the after, right? I hope this black doesn't transfer with this. I washed it and then I cleaned again this morning, but that doesn't mean anything. I need my embossing buddy, don't I? I need to remember my embossing buddy. So, I want to mention too on another video that I'm thinking about doing a swap. I got 2 people that say they're interested. And I'll do a swap with just 2 people, but I think it would be better if we could get at least one more person. Then then I feel like, well, if somebody backs out or isn't able to do it, then we still have that, you know, one more person. So if you're interested, please let me know. If you have ideas for it, please let me know. I was thinking, oh, it feels yucky from that powder, I guess. Let me wipe it down because I don't like the way that feels. Okay. So I'm going to get my stamp and position where I want it. Right about there. Okay. And now I'm going to ink it with my watermark. It's kind of yucky looking. But I'm thinking it won't carry over onto, I hope it doesn't, my thing. And this is watercolor paper and it has a texture, so it's also hard to see. So what I'm thinking is, let me try this. I don't have one of those stamping things, but I probably should get one. I need to, just some essential tools. See, I can't tell. I can kind of see a little shimmer on there, but I can't really tell. So I am going to ink it back up. If you watch any of the Crafter's Companion and you know who Corinne is, she used to be a demonstrator for them. She likes to ink 3 times, no matter what it is. She feels like it's just better 3 times. So we'll do that just to see how that works. Oh, look, a little bit of the black did come off. Not good. I did clean it, but I guess I didn't clean it good enough. And I just want to make sure I'm making it pretty kind of juicy. Might be the wrong thing, but that's what I'm doing. Okay. And just running this over it. I want a good image. Okay, now I'm gonna grab, oh, I need some scrap paper. And that'll work. And I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna leave my stamp on there because I plan on trying a few different things. But now we have this that I want to put embossing powder on. It's clumping quite a bit. I don't know why we're not in the humid area. This is that Wow stuff, I think. It's clear gloss, super fine. Okay. From what I can tell, it looks good. I don't know if you can see anything or not, but I'll hold it up here in a second. Okay. See if you can see anything. See if you can see it on there. Looks pretty good. Okay. And my heat gun. And something to hold it with, because I really don't like to hold the paper when I do hold it. I'll pick it up and grab it and whatever if I feel like I need to, but I don't like, because I worry about the heat. So I just want to see it turn shiny. All right, doing it that way, I cannot see, so I can't see if it's getting shiny. I haven't used clear a lot. I didn't think to double do it. I was right, that wasn't done. Okay. So normally this wouldn't work because it's got that little black in there, and I would say, oh well, that messed that up. But since we're trying techniques, let's try it. Let's use it. Okay. Now I have my water thing. Let me clean this off so it doesn't mix in. This was from, was it yesterday? I gotta watch myself or I'll start getting into the cleaning more than the card making, and that's not what you want to see, or more than the project, and that's not what you want to see. You don't want to sit there and watch me clean. So there we go. Okay. So now I'm going to take a color and I pick a color, and I think it's orange. So I might do the Bordeaux. Let me get, I got water brushes. They all seem pretty big. This one may work. It's got blue in it. I can see some blue. Let me, where's the scrap? I know I got a million of them. Okay. I'm gonna put some water in here. And this way too, you can see how to do that. Just have my water thing. And just take the lid off and put the water in. It doesn't hold that much, so be careful with it. And then just screw the brush back on. So I'm using the Bordeaux. So I want this to be pretty watery. So let me give it a spritz. Okay. And I'm gonna swoosh it around. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. That's not a pretty color at all. And I'm just gonna drop it in. And is that because of the blue? No, that's the color of the Bordeaux. It's not swooshing and just dropping in. This is not a big enough. Either the stamp or I haven't wet the card yet. So this is straight on the dry card. We will try it with wet card also, but this color is horrible. And so the clear should resist. Oh my goodness, this color. All right, I messed up. I have really messed up. I don't tell you what I did. Can't believe it. I can smell alcohol. Believe it or not, there is an A on there and alcohol, and it wiped off, and I thought it was water, and it's not water, it's alcohol. So maybe this color is not so bad, but I think it is. Let's try it again. This time, I'm using water that I know is water. Even though this is a water brush, I'm wanting to pick it up and drop it on. So that might be why this didn't work very good. So, let's see. I don't know if it's too late to recover. Oh my goodness. What is wrong with me? Okay. You want it darker in some spots? That's up to you, I guess. But you can see with the water, it's definitely resisting. All right. And, you know, I might have used the last of my wipes. I mean, of my paper towels. Here's a piece of one. I just grab it. Here, I thought I was prepared. To clean it, you can just squeeze water out and wipe it off. I don't like that color at all. Not a fan. That blue came back. Okay. Now I need a green. I'm going to use the Lagoon. Which is a blue-green, but... or a green-blue. There's a difference. Blue-green means it's green with blue in it. Green-blue means it's blue with green in it. Green-blue means it's blue with green in it. Blue-green means it's green with blue in it. Do I just keep saying the same thing over and over again? I can't tell. It feels like it. Okay. So this is working much better. You can see where it's actually resisting. And then I missed. And that's too bad, I guess. Too bad for me. So blue-green means it's green with blue in it. Green-blue means it's blue with green in it. So whichever one is the last word is the actual color. The first word is the color that's been put into the actual color. Which, to some people, it won't matter. But sometimes there is a bit of a different tone. I think I might come through with just a little bit of this color. Like it's there in the center. Okay. That's a lot of ink to waste. That's a pretty color. I really like that pretty color. That Lagoon is pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay. So there's this one. I really, really, really need paper towels. I'm gonna use all my wipes up. I should have thought about that beforehand. Okay. So we let it dry. You can definitely see that background color. Oh, I didn't go all the way with that color here. I missed a lot of the tips. I wasn't crazy about that color. Not a fan, but you can see where I put. Oh, that is. All right, let me get just a dab more of it on here. All right. So there we go. I don't know how I feel about that. Now that this color is drying. I don't know, folks. Not a fan. Not a huge fan of that. Let's try something a little different. Let's just ink it up, right? So I'm gonna water came through. Bah, not a fan of that. Okay, let's just do one. Let's just ink it. Okay. Get my little embossing thing here. Run it over. It really does help me. So, okay, I'm good with that. And I need my watermark. Alcohol, and I missed it. I didn't even realize what I was doing. How bad is that? Now, if you want to ink it in a color, you can ink it in a color, and then you put the clear on, and you have that color that's underneath. We can do one of those. Let's do the 3 times. That seemed to work on the other one, so let's do that. Might be overstamping, might be, I don't need that much, but you never know, and it's not gonna hurt it. Okay. And again, the ugly from the stamp and it's all coming off now. Huh. You can see a faint outline there. But we're just gonna still use it. Because this is all basically for trying these things out anyways, not necessarily worried about making a card right now. So, oh. You want to make sure that you get the whole image that you want embossed anyways covered. So there's something stuck, like, I don't know. Something there too. I don't know what it is. Oh, I shouldn't have closed this because I gotta put this right back in there. I do recommend, if you want to put as much back as possible, using a smoother paper for your underground. Even copy paper works. Okay. Now I'm gonna dry it. I'm gonna heat it. I hope that sounds not too horrible for you when it's going. So just a quick note I just thought about while I was doing this. I used to always do this all the way around. And then I saw so many videos. Anyways, don't do that. You want to heat that one space and then move along. So every once in a while, I still want to revert back to that. And I tell myself, no, don't do that. I'm not supposed to do that. So let's just try inking over it. Let me see. How do I want to do this? Let me just get this. I like the orange poppies. So let's just ink over it. The other day I went through a thing where I went and threw out a bunch of these little diamond press ink pads. I get so frustrated when I go to look for a color and I think I have it and then it doesn't work because it's dried. So I just went through this one. I grabbed this morning, it wasn't even open, so I knew I was gonna be all right with it. So there's this. See how it's resisting? Nice, right? And then let's do this one. Let me get one for this. There's still that one really dark spot in there I'm worried about. So this one is not resisting as well. But, and this is what I need paper towel for. See if I can get a little piece off this. You're supposed to be able to come and just rub it off. And there it is. Right? So just keep rubbing. Rub it off. I might even be able to get some of the orange. I don't think so. The orange looks like it pretty much resisted it. But how is that? Now, what I think I might do is just come around and just do a little color blending around the rest of it. I don't know if it's going to be a good idea or not, but I just thought it looked like a good idea. more on it. Or is that where it was black? That might be where it was black. My hands look horrible. But there we go. There's a little piece here that just doesn't seem to be quite. Now, you can also use white embossing powder. I mean, I just chose the clear just so we could try different things with it. How would that look for a card front? I think that might kind of be pretty. Way better than the first one. All right, let's try kind of doing that first technique, but with the card wet. So first we're going to emboss it. This is what I'm looking for. And y'all, I don't know about all of you, but what a difference this has made. I mean, I'm telling you, I always had pieces on the outside. And this just really made a big difference. We're just going to kind of line it up to the stamp. I'm going to bring it more this way. There we go. That's a little crooked. I don't want it crooked. Okay. Not a little crooked. That was a lot crooked. Okay, so let's ink it back up. I do have a brand new of these one of these brand new one somewhere. And this one I have had for years. And that other one that's unopened I've had for years. And they really do last. I mean, and how often are you using it, you know? But you would think it would kind of dry out. The same spot keeps coming back with black. Seems to be that same tip. You would think that the black would be stamped off of it by now. All right, one more time. We'll make it the third. Get my paper I'm using over here. In the embossing powder, you keep putting it back in. This stuff lasts forever too. Okay, I'm gonna heat it again. hold your ears or speed it up or whatever you need to do. I'm going to start at the bottom this time. All right. There we go. So now I want to get it all wet. So I need, let me use this brush. Get it wet. You could spritz it, but now I worried about which spritzer is going to work. So the thing is, the embossing is supposed to hold the color in. So you shouldn't have to worry too much about keeping the water in the lines, right? My only concern is some of these are not closed up, but it is going to be watercolor. So that being said, okay, now I'm going to get that water brush back. And I think I'm going to try just using what's on here already with the blue and just dropping the color in and watching it do its thing. Okay, I got some outside of the and that might be my fault. It's kind of hard to see. This one would be a better one to do with the colors so you could see what you're doing, because I cannot see the lines that clear. I might have really messed that up. I don't know. All right, this time I'm going to try this damson wine on the flowers. Didn't keep it in real good, did it? I mean, I know it was mostly my fault, but I don't know. I'm just trying to hold it kind of flat so it can do its thing. See, they make it seem like it's just so easy. You just drop a drop of watercolor in here and it does all the work. And really, I'm maybe doing it wrong. But like I said before, this was why my channel got started anyways, because nothing is ever as easy as these companies. Well, I can't say nothing. Some things are never as easy as these companies make it sound. So, and this mixed media stuff especially isn't as easy as they make it sound. I missed some of the leaves and it's not really wet there anymore. So that spot where I missed those leaves, it was, maybe it's too much. I might come back and just add some more dark spots just to give it a little more color in there. Getting some of that blue off. I'm thinking about trying the same thing with the purple, just maybe along the top and across the side. Along the top. There we go. All right, we'll come back. We'll give that time to dry. And we'll come back and look at it and decide what we think about that. What was the other thing I wanted to try? Trying to think what it was. I can't remember what it was. This is my little strip of paper I've been kind of getting the color off this water brush with. Okay. There was something else I said I was going to try later. And now I don't remember what that was. Now it doesn't have to be watercolor, right? So you can paint. I mean, you could just use markers. What did I say I would try? using a color. Let me find... Anna Griffin, this is the navy. So, let's use it. And I believe this will hold, this should hold the embossing powder also. Let's do this one a little bit more. There we go. Again, crooked. Now this one should be easier because we'll be able to see our ink. So you can color now with this. It doesn't have to be watercolor is what I was saying, I think. You can use your alcohol markers or, you know, your pencils, whatever you want to. I don't know if the alcohol markers will stay on there. It might, because you can color things in with alcohol markers easily. Wow. This very navy is very dark. I don't know how it looks to you, but on this, it looks very dark. I am not going to do this 3 times with this navy. I just want to make sure I got it all. There we go. Wow, that's a good image. Very good image. Let me put this away. I'll come back and clean that. Let me bring this out. Embossing powder. Watch it not hold it. I hope it does. It's a hybrid, but I think it's a pigment hybrid, and that's the kind of ink you want to use. There's a pigment. I didn't use the embossing buddy. I don't think the ink held it. Well, let's try and see, but I don't think it did. I don't know why it's sticking to the paper. It really is sticking to the paper. Okay. I'm gonna try heating it and seeing, I don't know. I don't see the embossing powder, but that could be because it's clear. But I'm gonna try it. So here we go with the heat gun. Yep, it's there. Alright. Inside might not be. One spot looked like it might not be, but it could just be that the lines are so thin. I don't know, and I don't want to overheat it. Like you can barely feel it on here. It's so fine, the line. I don't know if that's the stamp. The ink didn't hold a lot because I could see the powder on the other using the watermark. But on this, it's very, very fine. Very fine. I think I'm going to be... I just love it just like that. Just like that. I love it. But it's hard to believe that's navy. Just gonna do the tips. And when I see that the color's kind of fading, that because I'd seen how dark that was, I was like, that's pretty dark. So we'll just do what I want to be dark first, and then we'll come back and go over the rest. This is gonna be darker because it's underneath. This is gonna be darker. This. So in this one, I'm gonna go by the lines and go darker here, and then bring it up. Using the lines. That didn't work so well. So dark here, and then come up. It looks pretty. Wish I hadn't messed that up and put too much in there. Let me do the green leaves with the greenish blue, because I think, I don't know if it's, I don't know. Try to get some of that purple off this water brush. Okay. Okay, so where I want it darker, bit darker. And then it's still pretty dark. I put too much maybe on here. I like this. It's very pretty. Okay, under this leaf it's gonna be dark because of the shadow. And then I'm gonna come around and pull that color out a bit. And then it's gonna be darker here. Get some of that off of there and pull it out. All right. Dark in here and in here. You may want to work small areas. I'm working it bigger because it's really not that small an area, right? I mean, it's not that big an area to do it all at the same time. Depends on how your colors are moving too. Okay. That is so pretty. I think it is. So pretty. All right, so we did. Let me clean this up real quick and then we'll look at what we did. This didn't really use the resist. A lot of times you can stamp a whole page and they'll sell it. They sell this sheet to, I think they call it resist paper, where you come in and you put your own color on it and there's images in the background that resist. That needs to be blended better. There we go. All right. So this one didn't really use the resist. This we just colored in. I never wiped this one because it was so wet. If I use the wipe though, it's gonna take, I'm afraid it'll take the ink off. Also, see, it might be taking some of that ink off. It's smearing, it's tearing the paper up. This one, I know. I know. They do not look pretty at all, do they? Look at that one. That's just inking. And there's some of this that I could have wiped off and I didn't. I don't know if it's too late, but just right in there. There. So I do better without the watercolor. This stuff. Mm-mm. And of course this one I messed up with the alcohol instead of water, duh. Okay, but I love that. I definitely am saving that for a card somewhere. But that looks pretty too, and that, I don't know, background or something maybe. Depends on who I'm making it for, I guess. It could be a number of things. Anyways, we had a good play. And if you want to try the techniques or different techniques or whatever, do it. I mean, like I said, so I used an ink pad that I've had for years. Of course, it was a little grimy. One sheet of paper, a stamp, a little bit of this ink here, and ink pads. You saw how little ink I used. So, give it a play, have some fun. All right, everybody. Oh, I've been here a while. Okay, you can come around with some blue. Give it a background. Anyways, if you like my video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for joining me. I hope you join me again. Let me know. I got 2 people interested in a swap. If you're interested, let me know. I'm not set on a theme, but I think I might kind of have an idea. So, all right, everybody. Bye-bye now.